Hey guys, welcome to Anti-Hedge. You're speaking to Matt, the founder, here to bring you more educational videos. So guys, today we got something very interesting to speak about, and I shouldn't even be smiling about what the subject is, but stick to the end of this video to find out the full scope of what's going on. Before I continue with this, I just got to say one thing. This isn't financial advice. We do not accept any liabilities for losses that you may incur. Every one of these videos is here strictly for research, news, and educational purposes. So with that in mind, you'll be able to enjoy the topic of discussion today, which is going to be Facebook. So Facebook stock has basically plummeted like $50 today, or like $50 in the course of, let's say, a month. But today we dropped quite a bit. We dropped 5%, which is a pretty big amount on a stock that's, about $326, so like you could clearly see here on the chart that we took a pretty big spill from 350 to 325, and it's looking like we're going to get more and more of that recently, or at least more and more of that coming, because Facebook basically just got caught about how Facebook, the platform, has betrayed democracy. Now, that's a pretty big word, but more or less what the article suggests and what it's saying, what the whistleblower is saying, and it's probably a really good thing, and I'm sure we've all even noticed it, is that the algorithm in Facebook basically promotes division, and that includes Instagram and other things too. Like, there's clearly a divisive, polarized part of politics right now, and they're saying that Facebook has a large part to do with that. And what they're saying is that the media, like the social media, that aspect is basically, oh, by the way, as I quote, she's seen a bunch of social networks, she's worked at a bunch of them. She said Facebook is substantially worse than anything I'd seen before. That's huge, by the way. She left Facebook in May. And basically what she's saying is that the platform is basically tailored their algorithm to give, let's say the left, I'm going to speak in quotation, so let's say the left, to get articles that would infuriate them about the people on the right, and then the people on the right would receive basically information tailored to their feed that would give them things that would piss them off about the left. So Facebook was literally tailoring their algorithms to piss off the left and the right. So this is becoming something where Facebook has literally been weaponized to divide the people. And it's actually really interesting, because Facebook's response was, Facebook's response to a lot of things, particularly this part in the journal where it mentioned that internal documents of Facebook have reported that 6% of teens kill themselves because of Instagram, by the way. But, they're saying they cherry-picked the data, which naturally a $1 trillion company would do. But more or less, what they're saying is that they're dividing people politically for their profit. That's the gist of this article. And one of the other things, too, that I found really, kind of weird or frightening about it was right here when they mentioned the 2020 election, and talking about how Facebook actually had a huge influence in that and dissolved the civic integrity of basically the election. And they said more or less that the U.S. Capitol, when it got raided on January 6th, the insurrection of the right freaking out, was actually caused by Facebook and misinformation that they were putting to make those people go crazy. So Facebook literally used their power as a platform to make a riot, an insurrection, to attack the Capitol against the left media. So now it becomes complicated, because from there, Facebook has officially stepped into the era of messing with democracy. And that's kind of crazy, because you know what? A lot of people were like, oh, the Trumpers, or the other people were like, oh, these people, and everyone was just out for blood. These people are racist. Those people are this. People are that. what it comes down to is all of it was basically tailored by Facebook to make you more and more angry about things that you're passionate about for their clicks. And then through those clicks, they would be using that algorithm to mess with people. And they were even saying that the misinformation during that election added, like Facebook even recognized the risk of misinformation. And what they did was they added like safety systems to reduce those risks. But then Facebook loosened those safety measures after the official announcements of the election to allow people to basically allow the Russian hackers or the Chinese hackers or whoever was messing with the information, the misinformation, the flow of information, so to speak, allowed them to basically run free on Facebook to cause that. That's definitely crazy. And one of the other things that kind of like worries me about this is it even goes deeper into saying that people, hold on, let me find the exact cutout here, because I don't want to say it wrong. The choices of the platform cause hateful and polarizing content to be distributed and be allowed in more reach of people, which is basically them saying that they did it on purpose. And in another article that I found about this, they even mentioned that they were pretty much openly allowing child sex trafficking and the distribution of child pornography. I'm going to see if I can find that article. I finally found the article where it mentions here on two different things, and I'm just going to bring them close to each other, is that Reuters, they basically mentioned how basically this testimony will be critical for understanding what Facebook knew about its platforms and the toxic effects on the young users. They also are going to be using this testimony to basically talk about how they've turned a blind eye from the negative impacts of its platforms on teens' mental health and its inability to police for trafficking, domestic servitude, and other harmful content that Facebook has a lot to account for. And they even mention here, look, she copied the documents from Facebook's internal document system called Workplace. These documents included studies on misinformation, trafficking again, and what are you trafficking? It's either drugs or sex trafficking. And this isn't the first time that online platforms have been used for online sex trafficking. Look at Wayfair and, the potential of Pizzagate and all these other things. But look, trafficking and other harmful content were officially published by the journal. And the point is that now Facebook is being hit for a lot of things. We might even see the disappearance of Facebook. I wouldn't be shocked. It's not to say that it will disappear, but it's definitely possible that it can, based on the fact that they're getting hit for basically disinformation, the fucking of democracy, trafficking, and other harmful content. It's really insane to think that this is where Facebook has gone. Now, I guess that was more or less where I really wanted to get at here, was that. And I'm going to leave a link to all these articles for you guys so that you can see it for yourself and gather a good opinion, because you know what, I wouldn't even be surprised if these things become, political scandals, like things that either get swept under the rug and forgotten, or something that just takes out Facebook. But can't tell you. Now, I guess to wrap up all these things about Facebook, I gotta say one thing. Mark Zuckerberg just officially put out a tweet, by the way, because the Facebook servers and Instagram and all these related accounts or related platforms went down today. And when they went down, it's either A, because the government is, doing a serious investigation on them, or B, that they're trying to stop the spread of this whistleblow before it goes full out mainstream on their platform. But I don't think there's much they could do about it now because it's out. And it's wild because, you know what I mean? It's wild because, you know what? As crazy as it is to say, Orange Man Trump kind of said it. he said that this kind of shit was going to be happening on social media, and it's whack because you know what? Everyone said lies, 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 and now look what's coming out. Looks like he was right about that. And this isn't to get political, but the man did say it, fake news. And lo and behold, look at the algorithms and how they're laying it out so that they can hate each other. You know, and not to pick a Republican or Democratic or this, I think all politicians are scumbags. They're all a bunch of bottom-feeding shrimp. And you know why shrimp is perfect for politics? For this reason. They bottom feed, they feed off of each other. But shrimps have a vein that leads directly to their head. And that's the shit vein. Because all the shit is stored in their head. And that's what all these politicians are. But my point is that I'm going to wrap things up. One last thing. Just what's interesting is right around that time that all this is happening, the Bank of America officially states that they're bullish not just on Bitcoin, but on Ethereum, DeFi, and NFTs, meaning that the banks have been loading this dip. And that's kind of what I've been saying for the last little while. It's even what I've been saying since 2017 after the market crashed, that JP Morgan was buying, and all these people are buying. The banks are buying, people. Why are they buying? Why are they printing the dollar to infinity? And why are they buying crypto with it? They're literally raping you of your tax dollars and then buying Bitcoin with it and telling you, don't buy it while they buy it. Buy it or don't. This is the information that I'm providing to you. Clearly, there's a lot of people that are interested, and most of the people that are interested right now are billionaires and trillionaires. And, you know, bigger millionaires, you know, but like mostly it's the 1% that's buying. So keep that in mind. And the last thing too is just, you know, NFTs. We're going to have a section soon. We're going to be talking more about NFTs. This is one that I've been watching. It's just called Mutant Cats. It just got launched today. You know, so I can't really tell you what the value is going to be because it's a JPEG. So a JPEG is as valuable as you're willing to pay for it. But I'm thinking that NFTs are going to be big, not just for the real estate and all the other things that I mentioned in smart contracts before, but I just think that these kinds of virtual avatars are going to be valuable, almost like collectibles of the digital age. So with that in mind, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. We're going to be launching our Patreon at 1,000 subs, and we're going to have content that's exclusive specifically to that. And you know, resources and other things. So yeah, so guys, like, comment, and subscribe, and take care.